Hello everyone, welcome back to another Virginia Hunting Bros podcast. Lowell joins me again today on the second mic. Welcome
This
to
one's
the
number
podcast,
two.
Lowell. Yeah.
The number 2 mic.
Actually, it's number 1. I should have said that backwards.
I hope this is the one that I've been talking into before.
Yeah, well, we have to use the same ones for COVID protocols and all.
Right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, I'm sitting here 6 feet away from you.
Yeah. Well, if one of us gets it, we're kind of...
Gets the COVID.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
kind of too late, probably.
I feel like you're talking very quietly.
Oh, well, I'm talking fine where I can hear it, so...
Alright, that's all that matters.
As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters.
Okay, so
what should we talk about in our hunting podcast here today?
well, we're very infrequent podcasters.
I guess just for a baseline, we should say it's towards the end of August here,
It
2021.
We're getting fired up.
It's the 25th.
I've been fired up since
I think there's...
already, but
Whoa, excuse me. I was just going to look and see how many days it is till we open. And
I was just going
this
to
is an
check.
awkward pause. 38 days till Virginia bow season opens.
I just got a wind picture on the cell camera.
Okay.
Somehow how I have it cocked, it gets a little bit of glare. It's in the woods, but it gets a little bit of glare in it. I've had a number of false triggers, or wind, I'm not sure which, on that cell cam in particular. So.
Yeah, that was one we put up before we heard Jesse Shirk, is that his last name? Talk about...
It's not Jesse, Steve.
Steve? I was sure it was Jesse.
No, Steve.
That's hilarious.
Shirk with an E.
What's his Shirk Outfitters?
Shirk's Guide Service.
Shirk's Guide Services.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What
Anyway,
did he tell you?
well, he
about
just
trail
gave
cameras?
us some tips about keep that over there, otherwise it'll cause interference with the recording. Sorry about that.
That's fine. So we've been end of August. We've been shooting our bow. We've been pretty pumped up about the
We
season.
actually shoot different bows. Each of us shoot our
shooting
bows.
our bow. Yeah, I've been shooting my bow, and you've been shooting your bow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we started shooting later this year than previous years. But part of
you
that...
usually shoot twice as much as I do anyway.
Yeah, but part of that was due to knowing that we wanted to make some changes with our arrow setup, and that didn't work out till, 2 weeks ago or so.
Yep.
So
we ran up to Devon's place at Little Mountain Outfitters, and
what's his town called?
his town.
His town, I forget.
Shoot, it's all
It's Pennsylvania. Anyhow, it's pretty close to where your wife's family is from.
Yeah, but his little town, I can't remember where the shop is anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, just Google Little Mountain Outfitters if you're in Pennsylvania and need a bow shop.
Yeah, so basically we were shooting down, or were you under 400 grains?
Yeah, I think I was at like 380.
You're at 390, 380.
There.
And I was like at 420.
Yeah.
And of course, all the rage is, well, I don't know if all the rage is Richland, duh.
Yeah.
I see it here.
Richland, Pennsylvania.
All the, a lot of people anyway. The trend has been towards heavier arrows.
Man, we have a polished podcast.
Some really heavy arrows.
Yeah.
So we wanted to bump up some, not crazy, but kind of moderate, I guess you would say.
Yeah, middle of the road.
So our arrows are now currently with a broadhead with 125, 150 grain head. They'll be up in the 570, 580,
560, 570 range.
yeah,
I think.
and they're a little stiffer spine, 250s, I believe. And we just, for simplicity's sake, decided to make our arrows identical. So we each shoot the same thing. If I lose my quiver,
our draw lengths are very similar. So
shoot 10 arrows at a deer and miss and need one more, I can just borrow one from yours.
I don't know if that 11th one's going to make a difference.
Oh, I bet it would.
Never
Make
know.
all the difference.
Yeah.
They are shooting really good out of our bows. We're pleased about
Yeah,
that.
I've been quite happy with that.
But I don't know. Like, so we got our bows tuned too. Did you get yours tuned last year?
Maybe a little. I don't think he did much.
Last year
he
did?
said no, not last year.
It was the year before.
Yeah.
We both gotten our bows tuned the year before, but
Yeah.
we did not this last year. So I don't know. That might be some of it.
Yeah. I switched to drop away rest, which I'm convinced was a good move.
And man, I don't know. Archery's a funny thing. Like, I would think some of it is like a mental game.
Oh, no, a lot of it is.
New arrows. You're like, yeah, I can put that thing right on that dot and hit it, and
yeah.
So a little bit of confidence may help you shoot better too. But anyway, they are shooting. They or we or whatever is shooting pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to
smoking,
flinging
some
it
deer.
at some deer.
Yeah.
Flinging? Nah.
No, harvesting some deer with some well-placed broadheads.
I think flinging would turn into losing 11 arrows.
That's
like
what dog hunters
talked
do.
About earlier.
They fling lead.
I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're excited about that. We are. Yeah, I mean, man, we're getting right down to it. I think I've done more summer.
You've done more
glassing
than I have.
Cameras.
I think
I've done more than
you
usually do.
Yeah.
So we've got a number of nice bucks, a couple good, really good ones, and there's another one or two that I wanted to hopefully relocate from last year that I haven't got into work on that yet. Like, we have quite a number of cameras out, and we've been seeing some deer on the cameras. I'm not too, like, it's more inventory purposes for me right now. I'm not really trying for patterns, but September is right around the corner, and once you get a month out, some of that information. Been watching crops quite a bit and looking at oaks and masts and trying to figure out where. Hopefully we can get on some stuff in October. That's the plan.
It's always an issue with work and such, but that is the plan.
Excuses. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We just gotta deal with the cards you're dealt.
Yeah. Well, it's just reality.
It is the reality.
Let's see. I guess we're thinking somewhat of a trip to Missouri at some point.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're planning towards. First part of November. Still not 100% sure on the dates yet, but probably right around there. 2nd, 3rd. I think the rifle season comes in on 13th.
13th, I think.
Actually, the same day that Virginia's rifle season comes in.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it does make sense.
Which is a little...
That means the muzzleloader season comes in.
A little bit on the early side for us.
In October, I think.
Yeah. It comes in like the 30th, which is not very typical.
Yeah, everything lines up a little bit different every year, but this year's a little different than last year.
I guess.
I guess it's just that last year's
when we
the
go to
most
Missouri, we definitely like to get out there before rifle season. Well,
yeah.
In a perfect world, I wouldn't mind so much the 5th through the 15th, say, or something like that. But with hunting public land and everything, it kind of feels like you need to get a jump on the rifle season. And besides, you can't buy one tag that's good from like an Archery Tag is not good during their 10-day firearm season. Then it's good again afterwards.
Yep.
But so you can't, if you were to try to hunt from the 5th through the 10th, then you would have to get another tag, and it gets pretty pricey.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do
for
that.
Us Virginia boys. Yep.
But did we talk after you went out and scouted and stuff this spring?
I think we did.
I was actually looking at some of your pins today.
Yeah. Really frustrated. Onyx. A lot of those pins, I took pictures and added them in
That's
Onyx,
so weird.
and they just never uploaded
Yeah.
properly.
Because you didn't have service, or
Well, I mean, it should have all
yeah.
synced later. I'm not sure what
So
the deal
weird.
was.
I was going to ask you about.
So the pins are
you
there.
know that one
but anyways.
spot where you have to go down and around to access it.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like there's that Cedar Ridge that's out close to the road.
Oh, you mean that place I found the one shed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah.
So there's a pin. I thought I saw in the notes the other day that it said something about a fence crossing or something. Do you remember this?
Pull up my Onyx.
Anyway, I was looking at that today and was curious about it.
Yeah. I don't remember some things that I did.
Well, I was curious if there was a fence along the back part of that thicket, because if there is, that would be a really good place. I'm pretty pumped about a place I found on Saturday morning, too. It's a spot I hadn't been into for 3 or 4 years, but there's a fresh cutover. Well, not fresh, a few years, starting to grow back pretty good. And there's a trail that leads up into it. It's kind of on the corner. And it also has some really, really cool access that I'm pretty stoked about. And I think I could actually slip in there morning or evening.
Here. Okay, here we go. Let's see here.
There's one pin that says something about crossing trail or something.
You know, we should probably just pull this up on a computer sometime.
Yeah.
Alright, here I'm finally finding it. Fence crossing.
All this exhilarating airtime.
Yeah, this is great.
I'm still stuck in Virginia. I'm looking here at this one other thing I was
Yeah, so
looking
that
at.
Cedar Ridge, there was a bunch of rubs and some scrapes.
Yeah, so you have one trail, one pin. Yeah, that one on the... Well, that one I think says crossing trail. That... Or what does it say? Yeah, crossing trail something.
Yeah.
Then the next one, does that have a note on it?
That one just says waypoint. I think it's probably this one down here.
Okay. One of them I thought he said something about a fence crossing.
So I think there is a fence
Is there a fence on that boundary?
on that boundary, yeah.
Like a barbed wire fence?
I think this gully has some potential here. It's got a big old trail running up through it. There was a big, like, you know...
Does it say fence crossing there?
I don't think so. I'm not quite sure where you were seeing that
What's that? Is there a blind in there?
No,
Didn't
those
you use a
are
blind?
scrapes.
Oh, okay. I thought it looked like from over here. I thought it was a blind.
Yeah, there was some big, like really big scrapes in there that reminded me of ones we have talked about.
I like scrapes.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything specific about a...
Okay. I was sure
fence
somewhere
crossing.
I saw something about a fence crossing.
You probably did.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that spot.
Yeah, I think one of us...
Well,
might
another reason I like it
one
is
there.
because it's out and around to access it.
Yeah, it's a pain to access, honestly.
Yeah, because you got to go out and around some private property. And then the
That's
private
if you
property...
come in from the bottom.
The bottom.
Yeah, if you came in from the
other side.
The other side.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, that probably might be the way we'd want to access it. Just all depends.
Depends which way the wind's blowing.
Wind and where you want to set up. But
yeah, it's not too bad. There's a good access trail coming in that side too.
yeah.
But the private there is thick. It's a cedar thicket.
It's fairly thick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's an older stand of cedars.
Yeah, so out there, one thing we've discovered is like the older cedars aren't thick. You gotta get them like they gotta be head high cedars, a little taller.
Yeah.
But if they're spaced out, then they're usually briary and thick and grassy. But once they get a little taller, they kind of take over.
Stuff out.
Yeah, they just take over the woods out there, even oak woods, and they're not good. not
Some
good.
of that stuff's thick
The
enough.
first year,
be hard to slide an arrow through it. But
yeah, one of the first years we were looking for cedar thickets, and so we were looking on Onyx and finding green, and we were like, oh, downwind of that. But we didn't realize that not all cedar thickets are created equal. So
yeah, live and learn. Live and learn. Live and hopefully
I like
learn.
the grassy areas, grass in between cedars. Screams big buck to me.
Okay.
Yep.
That reminds me of that place that we went to last fall here on the Virginia public land, and we hiked way back in.
Yeah.
And we found that old kind of not a homestead, but like where a house probably was at one point.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of cedars and grass in there.
That was like an overgrown pasture. Those were almost a little too tall.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a transition change.
Place there, yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about
what
similar places.
I wanted to do
here.
on that spot is use Google Earth and go back in time, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of that woods grew up from pastures.
Okay.
But if you could find an opening or whatever, you could find a thicket in an otherwise kind of monotonous piece of
contiguous.
Yeah. The other thing is I almost guarantee you somewhere around there's got to be some apple trees.
Yeah.
You'd figure.
You'd think.
And get the right time of the year.
There's no house there, so it's probably a 1800s.
That one is, but there are some other more recent places. We should just go over there for a day in October and hunt with our bows. That'd be fun.
Just crash back in there.
Be hard.
Ease back in there.
Hard to get off and do that, but it would be fun.
It would be fun. Maybe we could do it on a Monday or something.
Maybe. Or, there's a couple other spots that I've scouted since then while you were gone that are kind of interesting too.
We probably need to be a little careful that we don't run off and leave these deer that we do have on camera.
That's true.
Here closest to home, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, we need to keep getting intel. Got a few more cameras to get out. I'm about ready to start switching them to scrapes here before long. Well, we're still a little ways away from scrapes, but they visit them all year round. But
do you want to talk a little bit about cell cams? I don't know.
We did dabble in cell cams a little bit this year. I found some cheap.
We am dabbling
right now. I got some first generation Muddy Pro cameras. They're pretty cheap for a cell camera. These were on sale for like mid-50s or $60 with shipping. And they've done fine, but we've only had them out for a month. And I've actually been quite impressed with the service. Yeah. These are AT&T phones, but had them in some spots that did not have cell phone service.
Yeah, which you have a Verizon
but
connection on your phone.
They did pretty good. So image quality isn't, terrific, but that's kind of what
especially what gets transferred from the thing. The pictures on the cards themselves are some better.
Yeah, and then we have another one. It's a more expensive Browning that we've been messing around with for a little longer. I guess we've.
Is that early this year?
Yeah, I think like January or February.
Yeah.
So definitely think that cell cameras in the right spots could be helpful. And of course we have some other cheap trail cameras. We have more trail cameras than we used to.
Yeah.
I think if you use them smartly, you can learn.
The best thing I think I've found about these cell cameras, is that they will interrupt you in the middle of the day when you're working.
Oh, yeah.
And then suddenly you'll be thinking about deer hunting.
Yeah. They're a little addicting, no doubt about it. And you can imagine October on scrapes and stuff, when they start lighting up, that would get your attention.
Yeah.
And then you'll be busy and you can't go hunting, and
it is what it
frustrate you.
Well, we can send
someone
send
else.
You out or something. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Send a representative.
So we're excited. And
that would be one way to say it.
I have some plans, some thoughts, a strategy. It involves blitz scouting at the right time. looking for fresh sign. I think I'm going to try to approach the opener, the month of October, try to approach it like I would if I was on an out-of-state hunt. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Historically, we've been pretty cautious. Maybe isn't the right word, but we've eased into stuff in October, and especially this spot here close by. There's,
you mean over there?
There's probably hitting it pretty hard.
That
the
listens
first
to this is going to care.
Yeah, but
you never know.
Steven might listen to it.
Steven? I don't think he listens to it.
Probably not.
He's our direct competitor. Good job.
We love Steven.
What do you mean, over here?
Yeah. That generally gets hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
But basically, I think we need to focus on that in October because...
Yeah, there are a number of places I think we need to focus on in October and then save the spots where we have exclusive access for later. Unless, there's something obvious happening, deer on a pattern, whatever.
Exactly.
Bear on a pattern, for crying out loud.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the other interesting thing. So we have about 25 acres of corn on the back of our farm, which these fields that are normally open.
Yeah.
And this is corn we're going to harvest for grain, so it's going to be up longer. And I'm curious, the back part of our place, the very back is a little bit open generally. But this suddenly is, a bunch more cover. And I'm curious. See, that's a situation where once the corn comes out, it's going to totally change everything. So we might also be hopping and hunting some of this stuff really close to home. Might actually be smart.
Maybe we can talk Dad into leaving a couple of rows all the way around.
I don't know. Corn's at 650.
Or even a spot or two. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll keep you updated as we go along. But
I guess we will.
Yeah, we might not. This is probably the last one we're going to do for a while.
No,
certainly don't want to give away
We'll try
our
to
secrets.
do a few more podcast episodes.
This is mainly for us so that we can,
when we can't get out when we're 92.
No, I think sometimes it's helpful to think about what strategy you're going into the year with, and then how can you learn from that and improve. I mean, that's half of why we do this. So.
Yep. All right, well, I think that's everything I was thinking we could cover.
Yep. It's fine.
All right.
Let's go out and do something else. We really ought to spotlight here one of these times.
Do we have spotlight?
Especially once the crops come out and see a little bit better. But even I was thinking hitting some of these bean fields. Like that's something we have not been doing.
Yeah.
It's been so hot. But I think it'd be a good thing to do. All right.
Well, if you've listened this far, thank you for listening. Lowell's about to set his mic down. If you need anything, let us know. Head over to vahuntingbros.com and you can find the podcast there, or just search for VA Hunting Bros in your podcast app of choice and we should come up. So that's it for this time. We will talk to you later.